What does New Orleans rapper Mystical have to do with my New Year's resolution? Shake it fast. Show me what you're working with. Come find out. Welcome to Motherhood in ADHD. I'm your friend, Patricia Sen. My mission is to be a lighthouse for mothers with ADHD, helping you find your path to success by learning to appreciate your ADHD as an asset. I'm seeking to change the paradigm that ADHD means your life is doomed to be a hot mess. So I'm sharing strategies and encouraging you in your pursuit of happiness to love who you are every day of your ADHD life. Hey there, Successful Mama. It's your friend Patricia Sung. It is check-in time. We are more than halfway through the year, and my word for the year was fail, which I know sounds ridiculous because usually your word is something positive that you're shooting for, but I picked failure because I tend to play it safe. Episode 46 breaks it down into details, but basically I'm a perfectionist, and I don't put myself in situations where I might in any realm fail. I only enter when I know I'm going to win. I know I'm going to succeed. But the problem with that is that you can't grow unless you're doing new things. And to do new things means you've never done them before, and you have to be willing to be bad before you get good. You have to exit your comfort zone in order to grow, in order to improve. But I don't want to exit because why? I'm scared. Fear of what? Failure. Perfectionism has been and still is one of my key coping mechanisms for ADHD. I'm working hard on overcoming this highly negative space and cycle because it's unrealistic, it's limiting. Perfection drives anxiety way up, but I am a work in progress, and it's going to take me time to break these habits that I've built over years. I always thought that if I research everything enough and plan enough and organize enough, then I buffer out almost all possibility of failing, and then I would do it. Because as an undiagnosed child, I learned that if I had extreme control over everything that I possibly could, I could protect myself. That is how confused, naive, scared child Patricia stayed safe. By inaction, by protecting, because I didn't understand why I kept quote unquote messing up. I was fighting this unknown enemy, my ADHD. It constantly knocked me on my butt because I didn't see it coming. It would surprise me from all directions, like bam, hitting the head, bam, hitting the stomach. And it reminds me of, do you remember that TV game show called Wipeout, where the contestants would compete in this obstacle course? And they'd be up on a platform and this wall would just like whoosh, shove them into the mud pit. And they're like trying to complete the obstacle course in the shortest amount of time in order to advance to the next round and win the prize. And that feeling of the unpredictability of just getting whacked makes me think of having ADHD. But the consequences are harsher than just falling in a mud pit. So what did I do? I curled up in a little ball and I hid. I was shy. I didn't talk a lot because if I didn't talk, I couldn't be judged. Little did I know that I was being judged for not talking. I learned in the 11th grade that people thought I was stuck up because I didn't talk to them. It's like I felt like I couldn't win. Before acting, I observed and I researched and I planned endlessly before taking a step forward so that I wouldn't get hurt, that I wouldn't mess up on something that I didn't even realize I messed up. I wasn't making mistakes because I was not acting. My resilience and my confidence were just worn out. But here's the thing, my ADHD is not an enemy. It's part of who I am. So when I know my ADHD well, I can use it for good. I can use it to work around a lot of my weaknesses and bridge the gaps. And my knowledge changes my outlook. Because before I was shadow boxing, fighting this invisible disability or whatever negative term you associated with it, the illness, the struggle, the whatever word you want to put there. I was either fighting this thing that I didn't understand or I was hiding from it. And now I'm getting to know it. I'm linking arms with who I am. Because adult Patricia doesn't have to solve problems or live life the way that child Patricia did. As a child, I was just trying to protect myself because I didn't understand. But now I have knowledge, and knowledge is power, and I have maturity, and I have experiences to draw from. I have a great support system. I have my faith in God. I have a diagnosis. I have answers. I have medicine. I have therapy. I have foresight. I can see where that giant cannonball might show up when I know what I'm working with. I won't know for sure, but I can predict it much better. Sometimes I still get surprised, but I can plan a lot better because I know what I'm working with. I can build my staircase upward when I know what I'm working with. I have tools and strategies to build a better life because I know what I'm working with. While I was writing this, I had the background music of Mystical. Shake it fast. Watch yourself. Shake it fast. Show me what you're working with. It's the big booty debate. His song is celebrating the big booty, but there's plenty of people that have a big booty and wish they had a smaller one. People with small ones that wish they had big ones. And people with curly hair wish they had straight, and vice versa. And big chest and small chest. And the grass is always greener on the other side. And I am letting go. And no, I'm not going to sing Frozen as well, of wishing that my ADHD would go away on most days. Instead, I'm going to show what I'm working with. And if you're my people and you want to hear the message that I'm preaching of hope and imperfection, then you'll stick with me. We'll band together and we'll help other mamas who are struggling. And the people who don't like me, well, I can't worry about them. I can't waste my energy on them because I'm not going to have energy for the people who need it and are with me and want to get better, want a better motherhood. And if they're not my people, if you're not my people, then you should move along and find another podcast because no one's forcing these words in your ear, right? So how am I putting my words into action? How am I opening up to the possibility of failure? I have stepped out in a big way to do new things with my son's auction, which if you follow me on Instagram, I posted about it a lot because it was hard. It was using so many skills that are not my strong suit, but I did it. I am an introvert and I had to go out and ask for help. I had to get donations. I had to be salesy and sell raffle tickets and like so many things that I don't like doing and I'm not good at, maybe not because I'm not good at them, but because I didn't try them and I didn't put in the effort. Who knows? But what that tells me is I have to try those things in order to get better. You have to be willing to be bad at something before you can get good at it. And so I did live videos for raffles every day, and some of them were very imperfect and I struggled, but we made $13,000 for the school, which is amazing. And although there was lots of failure along the route, it led to success. So it was worth it. I am also failing in my health. I have a chronic illness, and without talking for like another 20 minutes about that, right now I'm failing with my exercise. Exercise is a huge strategy for me in keeping my ADHD brain on track. And I have had to let go of the expectation that I have to do it and let my body rest when I don't want to rest. I'm letting my muscles decrease. I am letting my routine lapse on purpose. I'm choosing to fail at working out. And that's really hard because I've spent the last 2 years working hard at doing those things. And I've had to recognize that sometimes you have to let it go in order to achieve a different goal. And I know that I'll get back to working out when I sort out this other stuff. But until then, I have to take care of my body, and my body needs rest right now. I am also letting go of what other people think. I am more honest with people, even when I know I might end up hurting their feelings, because usually I just shrink back from voicing my opinion when I know I'm going to hit opposition or I know it might hurt someone's feelings. And I have had a lot of hard conversations with people that are important to me, and I want to keep having those conversations. Some of them were not successful at all, but I know that I can stand by what I said because it was true and I did it with love. And I know that what I did was needed and kind, even though the truth might hurt. And I want to keep having those kinds of conversations that are honest and loving when they're hard. And right now I'm putting together some resources for y'all, and I'm scared. I'm worried that you won't want them, or you don't need them, or you'll be irritated feeling like I'm selling you stuff. And I don't want to be a schmoozy person, But I know in my heart I can help more mamas, and I'm driven to help more mamas. And it's one of my purposes in life is to help other moms feel connected and make their motherhood successful for what they need and their family and what does mama need. But if I'm hiding from all the people who don't want what I can offer, then I can't help the moms who do need it. So my focus has to be helping, even though I'm going to feel that failure from lots of directions. And there's always going to be someone who doesn't like me. And in their eyes, I might be failing, but in mine, I'm not. And the moms that I can help, I'm not. So I'm getting uncomfortable and putting myself out there to be criticized, which is exactly what perfectionism helps me avoid. So while I'm getting uncomfortable, I'm going to challenge you. How can you get uncomfortable? How can you push yourself to be better? How can you look at the goals that you wanted for this year and adjust and flip and pivot to fit this crazy year we're having? It's not going to be like this forever, mama. It will get better. And while this year looks nothing like we planned, there's still time to do something. Don't throw 2020 in the trash. We've got, 5 more months plus to do something good. Purposefully look at what you can do in the situation we are given and make baby steps in the direction that you want to go. Nobody is happy about how this year has gone. I mean, there's always probably one person, but everybody is struggling right now. Everyone is frustrated and stressed, and fill in the blank with however this time has affected you. We are all affected, but we cannot let 2020 drive. You choose the destination. You choose the vehicle. And you and me, Successful Mama, we will navigate this crazy terrain of bumps and hills and potholes together. And in order to stick together, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so that it will show up on your phone each week and we'll get our hangout time together. And while you're in the app, please leave a review as it helps us reach more mamas together. All right, we'll talk soon, Successful Mama.
Thank you for listening to Motherhood in ADHD. For more resources, head over to our website, www.motherhoodinadhd.com.